Welcome back to the Heartstrings podcast. I'm Nisha,
I'm Wes.
and we are back once again. Can you believe we've done 7 episodes?
I can't. You know you have lipstick on your tooth. I should have told you that before we started, but you got it. It's good, babe.
Okay, we're just going to go with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would want me to tell you, right?
Well, one thing, I guess that's the best part of our relationship in terms of you like telling the truth.
That is not the best part. The best part is the part that nobody knows about.
Okay. All righty then.
Can I ask a question, though?
Yes.
Since we're talking about that, why do you think it is my desire and purpose on this earth to tell the truth? Because it's not.
You know, I don't think it's so much as to tell the truth. I think you, from the very beginning of when I met you, you really were intentional about, and I was going to say honesty, the truth. You're not a liar. That's one thing I can say about you. You do not like liars, and you do not lie.
Right.
That I know about.
But I'm not. I agree. But I am not one of those. I'm a shoot from the hip guy. It's like, no, I don't have to shoot
No,
from
you
the
don't. Not
hip.
that. No.
I'm not. I don't. If I feel like I don't need to say it, or it's not the right time, or you're not in a place to receive what I'm saying, I don't have to say it.
No, you don't. And
It'll
I
come
understand
back
that.
around.
I understand that. But if you ask Wes for the
Well,
truth,
If you ask me,
if you ask you, if you
tell me
ask,
how you really feel. I'm gonna tell you how
you're
I
gonna
really
tell
feel.
you it really feels with
'Cause you asked.
no punches, which is really kind of what
Well,
leads me.
I soften them a little bit.
Mm,
I do. I put I put some 2-ounce gloves on.
hmm Well, you know what? It's no point in faking it till you make it. It's a point in just being honest and to thine own self be true, which is a little bit what I want to talk about today. The things we really like and the really things we really don't like. The really things we don't like. I have a tongue twister. I still do, and I do not anymore. And so I wanted to kick that off because at 54, and your birthday is coming up on Monday, April 29th. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
For who?
For me. And so that's why I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the things you like and the things I don't like, or I like, and the things you
Things
don't
that
like.
you really, really like, and things that are just okay to me.
They're just okay to
would
you,
be
right?
Birthdays, definitely. Because
Well, first of all, let me just say I really like you.
do you now?
Yes.
As much as I like you,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
hope
know.
you like me. I don't know.
I don't think you do.
No, I think I like you more.
Okay.
I know you are, but what am I? But anyway, I was thinking about this because over the years, 35 years and counting,
Yep.
and thinking about how in the very beginning there was things that I liked to do. And I don't know why I like to do them because now I don't like them so much. One of the things is we always have had a house full of people. I remember our apartment on 7006 South Indiana, Grandma and Grandpa's building, and we fit, it was a birthday or something, and we fit like 60 some people in that apartment, and you were playing house music, and Jeff
Well,
and everybody was dancing, and it was so hot in there.
It was a deluxe apartment.
It was in the sky. The old school apartments are bigger. But the point was that I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, I loved it. And then I would cook and I would just entertain. And we'd always have people at our house day in, day out. My mom talked about it in our book. She'd come home when we were very young and married, and everybody from after church, even
Yep.
when we didn't live with her, people came over, oh, come over to my mother's house. And the whole church be at our house.
So, are you saying you don't like that anymore?
I'm saying that
What are you saying?
not so much.
Really?
It's not. It's the energy that it takes to entertain.
Is that for every event, or what about like holidays? You still like to entertain? Have all the troops over?
I think I do in my mind, but I think that the work when I start thinking about it, it's like, if I had it my way, Wes, I still like to entertain, but I would rather entertain at somebody else's house. So I'd like to have a go away to Wisconsin or rent a big house and entertain that way. But the work behind entertaining at home
It is a lot of work.
sometimes is a lot of work. It's always been a lot of work.
It's always been a lot of work. I think over the years, I think people really don't appreciate all the effort that goes into it.
Mm.
They just assume, well, we've always been at Western Niches, no big deal. But not so much anymore. But even when it was smaller, and then I've even heard some family like, let's have it at Western Niches' house. It ain't gonna cost us nothing. It's like, it ain't gonna cost you nothing. What about all the food, the toilet paper, all the
Yeah.
rest of the stuff? It's gonna cost.
But every now and then, one of my siblings will bring a pack of toilet paper to a very big event. And that is, Morris Jonathan brought me some toilet paper. He said, Nisha,
Because
I don't
Morris
think
is
people
the
thought
most.
about bringing you
They
toilet
don't,
paper
because
and
he's the
milk.
most
And
caring, thinking in his person. One of them.
he always thinks about outside the box. So,
He
and it's
does.
not that all my siblings don't pitch in. It's just, I'm not even thinking about my family. I'm thinking about the dynamics of, we still owe some people some entertainment right now. I have a list.
Talking about friends.
Yes, friends.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
If I could have 6 Saturdays in a row just to hang out with some friends, people we haven't been able to catch up with, I would be all right with that.
Well,
And I say that I would be all right because I like my alone time. I like to be, when it's just the two of us. I like to chill.
yeah.
I like my do nothing time.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. During the pandemic, and I think I might have mentioned this, during the pandemic, when everybody was shut in and they were on the struggle bus and virtual conversations with doctors, and I was like, man, I was chilling and snug as a bug in a rug. I was all right.
You were in your cocoon.
Even though I still had to go to work. So I guess that would be a little different.
Yeah.
But I would have been okay staying at home, doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
I think that's what I said when the snowstorm happened, or whenever there's like the pandemic or whatever, when there was the pandemic, I said that involuntarily shutdowns I appreciate, because I feel like it's a time for everybody. The whole world has to be still, or if there's a power outage, or if there's a, I love that, because it's a time where nobody has any expectations of what you should be doing. Not even people on your job. I mean, they may want you there, but it's like, if you can't get there, it's understandable, because we're in the midst of an involuntary shutdown. And I love that. And I think it gives me a chance to breathe, exhale. I know I broke my ankle 3 times, and I was like, this is the worst thing in the world. And then I was like, but every time it had me slow down. So I couldn't run over here. I couldn't run and go do a favor over here, or I couldn't do as much. And if a person is always doing, sometimes, and sometimes I'll finish my thought. Sometimes it can be exhausting. But I will tell you this, the same people that say you need to slow down, you need to rest, I do not like that.
Why?
Because those are those same people that say, Nisha, will you? Nisha, can you? Nisha, let me just run this by you.
So,
Nisha.
so are you saying that they want you to slow down so they can get a little more tick?
Maybe that's what, I don't know. Did you say T?
Tick.
Oh, tick.
Ticks. Tick tock. Time on the clock.
Oh, time on. I didn't.
It's basketball time.
Anyway, it's and I feel a sense of guilt almost that my life has shifted, because I do miss, and I own this today, I do miss the environment of entertainment at the salon, because I still like people, and I still like fellowship, and I still like entertaining, maybe more so on a smaller level, if that makes sense.
So I'm gonna say something that might be surprising to you. I think, I'm just gonna say, so when I retired, I was okay with not seeing people, but I got to a point where I really felt lonely. Not alone, but lonely. Because my retired buddies, they were off doing their thing, busy with whatever they're doing. So we weren't, I think the first couple months we were like kind of hanging. We went to breakfast and stuff like that. Then it was just this kind of lull point where we all got busy. And I was like, I ain't got no friends. I heard that little song in the background. What's that little song, bro?
What is it?
I don't know. The little Charlie Brown lonely song. I don't know where I heard this.
I am surprised by you saying that.
So I do need
community
fellowship. I think I said that before. That's not such a surprise. Even though I'm an introvert, and I do need a minute by myself.
You do.
To recharge. But I don't. Well, I did say because I don't like doing stuff alone. Talked about that on the last podcast. I do not like doing stuff by myself. I'm not a
Yeah,
loner.
but if we have a house full of people, if you all ever come visit us and we have a house full
No,
of
just say
people,
if you ever had a party.
if you're ever at a party or come visit us and everybody's like, "Where's Wes? Where's Wes?" Wes is somewhere refueling from people.
Sometimes.
Majority of the time.
Sometimes.
99.
No, it is not 99.
99.999. You are somewhere just with the door shut, your feet up, with the remote, letting your brain just relax. And then you'll eventually come on back down and look for some dessert. You do like your time.
I do.
Okay.
So let me ask you this, babe. What? Give me at least maybe three, two or three. What things do you really like that you will always need in your life? And don't say my name. People don't care how mushy you are.
Okay. But that is my number one. I think the girls talked about this at one point on their podcast. I love having my house cleaned. That is my absolute treasure in life. Like more than anything. And, sometimes as I look at a bunch of wires and a bunch of stuff piled up together, and I do not like clutter. I like clean spaces. I like your house to look like the real estate model home. I don't have that kind of home, but if I could, I would. I like people to be comfortable, so I don't like everything glass and crystal, but I do like when I come home and I walk in the house and that Pine Sol or Fabuloso or Mr. Clean slaps me in my face walking through the garage.
Those?
I'm just saying it slapped that lemon, that clean scent.
Who wants their house to smell like Pine Sol?
I,
That's some old
Wes,
school.
it doesn't matter. It smelled the fragrance of
Dollar
clean
Store Fabuloso.
slaps me in the face, and I mean, there's clean countertops, and guess what else? My laundry. Now we were so busy when we were younger that I had to have some help, and so I said, you know what? I'm a hairstylist. I don't have to pay to get my hair done. At that time I didn't get my nails done for many many years, so I was like, I don't get my nails done, but I'm gonna get that house clean. And I even had to hire a teenager. I had to hire somebody, and then they were like, well, do you want us to do your laundry? What? Do my laundry? Come home and it's folded, beds and linen cleaned. I know some people probably think that is so. As a matter of fact, some of my sisters thought it was crazy, but guess what happened? Boom, shaka. Guess who getting their house clean now? I won't call no names. Shauna Neal. I'm just saying. Like, it's like, but I realize sometimes it's not in the budget. But I somehow budgeted in. Now we did pause for a long time when the girls were in college, and I probably wasn't the nicest person because I loved
complete
it.
pause. I don't know if it was a complete pause.
Well, it was every blue moon. It felt like complete pause from them coming every 2
There was
weeks.
still some strangers coming up in here.
Well, anyway, some people, and let me tell you, this is what I still like. I like networking because why? Because the more I would network to the people to say, oh, you should get this person to clean your house. You should get this person. They'd be like, oh, Nisha, we're just going to do your house for free because you got to send to so many people. So there's a gift in it. I didn't always have to pay out of my pocket. I paid through advertisement. Mm-hmm. So what about you? Your favorite, absolute favorite thing in life?
Are you going to sing this whole show?
No.
Yes, you are. Favorite, I don't know if I have an all-time all that. But things I do like.
No, just something favorite. Think, Wes. It's okay.
I'm about to say it, baby.
Okay, go ahead.
If I can. I like cars. I've always liked cars. I've liked cars. I've liked cars before I can even remember talking. When I was little, of course I had all the Tonka trucks and all that stuff. But when I was little, if you can remember, when we used to pick out stuff for Christmas and stuff like that, we had to pull the Sears or the JCPenney catalog.
Oh, yeah, the catalogs out.
And you would go to the back. I think the toys are in the back. And you would just go through the toys, and they would all have a number. And I would give my mom these things to my mom when she said, what you want for Christmas? And I never got any of those things. I don't even know why they asked. Because did you ever get what you ever asked for?
Every blue moon, maybe one thing.
So there was a section of Matchbox cars or Hot Wheel cars where they would just be lying. And I was like, I want all of these cars. They were only like, I don't know how much they cost back then. Couldn't have been that much for a little bitty car. That's all I wanted. You think I got that? I got everything else in the blue moon except those cars. Got my racetrack, my train set, and all that good stuff. My remote control cars. Then that led into, I think, my first car that I bought with my own money was a Camaro,
The Brown
which I
Hornet.
met you in.
Yes, the Brown Hornet.
Um, and then from there, I've always had some kind of sports car since then, even up till today. So I like cars. I like to. Now, that goes right along with my second thing. I like to take something absolutely old and raggedy, and I could see the vision and make it very nice.
I think that's a gift that you have. And that's where we different. Because I'm one of those people that while you were out, the show, you remember while you were out?
Yeah.
Okay, they send the people away and they come back and be like, oh, la, la. It's like the house is just completely transformed. I love that. I do not like
So
watching the
you
process.
just want to buy plug and play.
That's it.
I like the process of it. I like give me an old raggedy barn, build whatever it is. And I'd be like, yes, we could put that there, take that wall down, build this up. I have it all mapped out in my head. And I do it all the time in my head. That I would enjoy. I would really just like to do a whole complete project of a whole house.
Well, you're working your way towards that again.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so yeah.
But that's what I enjoy.
You remember when we used to say, I don't ever want to be a landlord again? Well, I probably still say that. I want to talk about that for a minute.
Go ahead.
I don't like the fact that we sold our house in Hazelcrest and we sold it to somebody that was a prestigious career person, but he rented it out to his sister. And that house, that beautiful house, looks like trash. I don't like that. As a matter of fact,
I would never say prestigious.
Okay, you're right. You're
because and here's how I knew.
I said career man.
Here's how I knew it was a red flag, but I didn't care at that point. I just needed to get rid of it. The sister was buying the house, or the lady was buying the house, but she needed her brother
to co-sign.
That's right. And put his name out, which means that you weren't ready to buy a house by no stretch, and you just because her brother was a lawyer and he had all the credentials, and that was a bad recipe from the beginning. That's like co-signing for somebody who can't afford a car. Guarantee it's going to jack your credit up, or you're going to be paying that car note.
Mm-hmm. Well,
9 times out of 10.
I just want to say that, do you think, well, I mean, we talked about this, like, if I could go back on that block and we can go buy that house right now and gut it,
but I heard it's available,
and just make it brand new, I would do that because I felt bad. Our neighbor across the street, God rest Mr. Hawkins, but he died after we moved. And the word out on the block was we killed him because we moved out of that house and let those people move in. And when I say I shouldn't stereotype those people, but I'm just saying some people just don't know how to take care of stuff. I mean, some people are just not taught, right? I'm gonna just be kind. I want to be kind because I don't want to be rude. But that house is rude right now. That house looks like.
Well, how long ago was that we sold that house? How many years?
I don't know. It's been over 20.
20 years, you have to do something to your house. They have done absolutely nothing.
It's really sad.
Nothing.
I didn't mean to go that direction, but I kind of feel like.
But guess what?
That's something I don't like.
That's why I want to buy that house. You know why? Because I want to fix it up like I would have fixed it up when I was living there and couldn't really afford it. So I want to buy it.
And it was nice then.
Fix it up because that house has got so much potential. It's got a full finished basement basement, lower level, with a bedroom and a whole nother kitchen and a bathroom with a shower.
Do you think we should really go back over there?
I would.
I couldn't go in. I would probably cry.
I never were able to build the deck that I wanted on the back, so build a nice deck. It's got a walkout basement in the back, 2.5 car garage with extra storage.
So much storage, yeah. We had a shed in the back.
Remember we had that blue. We moved in. It had that blue sculptured carpet on the
Yeah.
floor. And we got sick of it one day, and we looked underneath it,
It
and
was
it
beautiful
was all
hardwood
hardwood floor that had been protected by that carpet. And we
Yes.
pulled all that up. So all we did was clean that floor, all hardwood floors.
Well,
Fix the kitchen up like we want.
see, I
Because the
knew.
last time we had that kitchen, we painted them cabinets.
I know. I know that that's what you want is to rehab. So I don't like the process, but I'd be willing to go in it with you.
If I could
Okay.
get that house for a decent price, I would.
Okay. Well, who knows?
Even if I wouldn't make a lot of money. I know that's crazy. Even if I don't make a whole lot of money on that house.
Yeah, I just want to make the block look better.
I don't care about the block necessarily. I just want the house.
I
to
care
make
about
that
the
house
people,
better.
and that's something you should care
Because
about.
that wasn't our first house.
No.
But it was our kids, really, the house that they grew up in, basically.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Until they went away to high school. Took Chris on to high school.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
so that's the house that Nia ran away on.
She sure did. But lesson learned in that. I don't even know if you could learn a lesson, but if I had to do it over again, I would probably be a little bit more patient, a little more disciplined, to wait for the right buyer, to wait for. I know we were like, just let's get rid of it because we had a squatter before then.
Well, you know,
and there's a such thing as a squatter that rents in September. Beware of squatters that rent in September, and the state will not allow you, or the city will not allow you to put them out during the winter, and they will squat. Then by the time you file something, it takes a couple more months and a couple more months.
That's because you had a heart,
right? Because she knew the Lord.
I knew the Lord, and she was
coming in there. Praise the Lord! This is a blessing.
With her grandbaby, and
oh my God, everything is not from the
Lord.
Lord.
Got up in there and gave us the two fingers. We're like, I ain't paying no rent.
Sure did.
Even the lady that we sold the house to stopped paying rent, but we made her put a $5,000 deposit down. Yeah, and at the closing, she was like, "And what happened to my $5,000 deposit?" And we just said, "Woman, are you crazy?
You didn't even pay rent."
She said, "I'll tell you what. Just add up all the rent you haven't paid, and we'll see what's left." And her lawyers and her people did that, and they was like, "Never mind." I said, "Okay, let's move on then."
Wow, lessons learned, right? So, just for the record, I don't like to give things away and they are destroyed, and people are attached to me, because I got the cold eye from our other neighbor, every time I see her every now and then. So anyway, yeah. Well, let's just go back to what I do like. Let me get my brain back some love and happiness. I still like cooking, but I don't like cooking every day. I still like baking. During the pandemic, how many cakes did I sell? A lot. And I could really, people are like, you should open a bakery. Glaze a pound cakes was the name of Glaze a Pound, because I only make pound cakes with different glazes. But I really don't feel like it and don't really want to right now. And so I think I go through phases of what I like and don't like. I don't know. I don't understand it, or the energy. I don't know what it is.
I do.
What is it?
It's just a theory, though. Even though you're gonna shoot me down when I say it.
Okay, go ahead.
You enjoy doing it until people put demands on it and want it.
Oh.
and then it's like it gets real old real quick, I think. Yeah.
Now, you know what? That is true. The demanding part of people, that's something wrong with that, though. It's like...
I didn't say that.
No, it is. I'm saying there's something wrong with that. Okay. So if you do things because you enjoy them, but then the moment people start saying, I want, I need, you need to, then it probably makes me shrink. Yeah, and that's not real cool. But I want to talk about some stuff you like. Get up off of me, please.
Okay. Of course I like car, but I said two things, and I like new stuff. I like old stuff and to make it new.
But you know what? You also like to entertain as well. Remember, we have Jazzing with the Strings. Are we gonna have Jazzing with the Strings this year?
You like entertaining a lot. I'm just okay with it. It's
you
not
like
my
barbecuing and stuff.
Yes, I like to barbecue. I like family. I do, I guess.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Because we had 2 family barbecues in 1 year. You're like, we're gonna have them over and we're gonna have them over.
Well, both of them were with a purpose.
They were with a purpose, but it was like you enjoyed it. That's liking it. I didn't say you loved it. Well, I say you liked it.
It was with the purpose because my mom's family, they haven't gotten together in a long time. So I got them together. And then my family on our side got them all together.
Then your dad's family.
That's what family you talking about?
You said my
I said
family.
my family.
You said my
Oh, I'm
family.
sorry. My mom's side and my dad's side.
Right.
Because they're both my family.
He's like, then your family.
Gotcha.
So it's like,
gotcha.
that is your
You're right.
family.
So I got my mom's side, then I got my dad's side. So I had two different, I wouldn't call it a reunion, but it was as close as you're going to get to without, you know.
And it was good times. And you know what? And
I think it was very appreciated. Costly, but very appreciated.
Yeah. The other piece of things was, in terms of we entertaining, we've had people live with us like almost our whole lives.
Yep.
And I'm not just talking
Why
about.
say almost?
Well, almost. I mean, there
But
may
you
have
know
been
what,
short
though?
spurts. It didn't never bother us because I was like,
And I was going to say that at no time do I think we were stressed or unhappy or unwilling.
nope.
Because if we could,
We'd probably build a whole cul-de-sac.
I would build a whole quarter.
We're family people. And I think that's the gift that God gave us. And I feel like our home, I like that our home is a safe place. I like people to feel comfortable. I like people to feel relaxed. I like people to feel like they can just relax and not have to say, may I have something out of the refrigerator? I've been to so many places where people are like, I don't feel relaxed. And I'm saying, if I'm your friend or family, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to go in anybody's refrigerator when I come to your house. But I'm just saying, or go into your cabinets or anything. But I do feel like when you walk into a place that you can call family or even friend, you should feel relaxed, And I like feeling relaxed. I like people to feel like, now I'm not that person that makes you take off your shoes. How you feel about that, Wes? What
Take your shoes off.
Really?
You don't have to.
No, man. I'm saying we've never been those people.
Yes, we have. Because there was one time when we had twice. I don't know why we did it twice. Had some super light peach carpet. So it would get dirty. I mean, you float over it, it's getting dirty. But here we have hardwood floors. Should you take your shoes off? You kind of should, because really, when you think about it, shoes and all the stuff you walking on outside are like super nasty, and then you come in. And in other cultures, especially Japanese cultures, Asian cultures, they take their shoes off. Yeah. It's like you don't walk around the house in shoes. That's something that's outside.
Been outside and in the dirt and the muck and the mire. Yeah.
Then I get the family members that say, oh, they look at the bottom of their shoes. My shoes aren't dirty. Really? How's that possible? That you walk around in shoes and they don't get dirty? I said, okay, if they're not dirty, then take off that white shirt you got and wipe your shoes with it, the bottom of it. Let me see how not dirty you are. And then the whole tone changes then. It's like, okay, well, maybe they are. Exactly. So don't say they're not dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you don't have grease and dog mess on them, but don't say that they're just clean shoes. And it's just okay. This
is a lot of conversations of what we don't like and what we do like. I still do. I still don't.
Okay, so I do like. Here's what I would like. Since you mentioned barbecuing, I would like a whole outdoor kitchen with the whole. I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna build one because I talked about it again today with the brick oven where you can cook some breads and pizzas and pie, just put it in there with some real fire, wood burning. I would like that. Of course, I need about 2 or 3 different more grills.
Okay.
Just saying. So I like barbecuing.
Are you trying to give me a hint for your birthday?
No, I'm not. So I do like to sit outside in the outdoors. Don't really like bugs. So I would like, if you're just going to be able to chill,
and
something that's netted, screened in.
Yeah.
So you can still be outside. But you're not bombarded by bees, wasps, mosquitoes, and things like that. I could sleep outside on our back porch on a nice day.
You say that all the time.
And every time you wake me up and make me come in the house,
I do.
You scared the coyote's gonna eat me or something. But I could really sleep out there.
Well, speaking of those things that you like, it just puts me in the mindset of we haven't done it. You've always said you wanted a brick oven and an outdoor barbecue, and you're saying you're going to do it. And I do believe you, but one of the things I want to say is, though, that you told me a long time ago, you was like, Nisha, don't be a dream killer, and I just would like to encourage people to say, have your dreams, set them out, talk about them, because we talk about them all the time. It doesn't mean they're going to happen overnight, but it's so important that you sit and talk about the things you love and the things that you.
It makes for good conversation.
It does. And not only that, but it gives you vision.
And it doesn't always have to be the same, because things change. Because even when you were mentioning some things that you thought I liked, I'm like, yeah, not so much. I just kind of, but back in the day, it might have been something that I really liked about or talked about a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you get older, things change.
Be willing to try something new too, though. When you try something new, like, would you have ever thought about a brick oven if we had never been to a restaurant with a brick oven?
You know what? I love the restaurants with the brick ovens, but when I actually saw one in somebody's yard,
Yeah.
then I was like, wow, that's something that I could have.
Yeah.
Because I just thought it was just something that
restaurants do.
You only could have in a restaurant. When somebody had their own little brick oven and they were in there baking bread in the back or making pizzas and stuff, can you imagine how much fun it would have to have the family over and you got all your pizza ingredients and you put it on there, you put it in the dough and then slide it in the oven and everybody gets to make their own different type of pizzas. To me, that's good family time.
That is, and I got paranoid about somebody burning themselves. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. I think about those things, like in our backyard. If there was water there, I would be thinking about what one of the little varmints would go running and jump in the water. I mean, there's just little things that I think about. I think about them because I have heard stories and I'm very cautious, which probably keeps me from doing a lot of things. But back to the brick oven, I'll just say nobody will burn themselves. Let's do it. Let's build it. You'll build a fence around it.
I don't
right?
think it's like burning hot on the outside. I don't think. But I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I don't know.
Well, let's talk about this. You like to fix things with your hands. Mr. Fix-It Guy, the Retired Fix-It Guy. Check out Wes on the Retired Fix-It Guy YouTube channel, which he has about 2 things he's fixed so far. You fixed about 100 things.
I just haven't.
You haven't recorded.
Put the little videos together and uploaded it. I was looking for my own channel and I couldn't find it. I'm like, I can't even find my own channel. So,
Mr. Fix-It Guy, and so let me just say this: I like it when you actually take on a project like changing a ceiling fan in our house or fixing a window in our house that's been broken for 10 years.
You know why?
And it takes you 5 minutes to put it together.
You know why?
Why?
Because you are an acts of service girl. That's why you like your house to be cleaned, things like that. And the car to be oiled up, gassed up.
Wes, I'm not really mentioning that. I'm mentioning the part that something that would take 5 minutes.
I'm skipping past that part because
something that would take 5. How many people prolong things that would take them 5 minutes to do?
That is not on our list of things
you know what I mean? That will benefit you. That will I've been in the dark this long.
So now we're doing life lessons.
Why have it been dark this long? Oh, because I didn't change the light bulb 7 months ago.
You know what? When we get out of here, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna change that smoke detector that's hanging.
I appreciate that's been beeping for 20 years. Not 20. We haven't been here 20 years.
I took the battery out.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Question of the day. What is it? Come on, let's pull a question.
Already?
Yes.
Is it time?
Yeah, it's time.
Question of the day.
Yes, because we just wanted to come and chill and talk today.
Boom, 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 boom.
Here we go. Oops. The simpler things in life.
Cue of the day. No.
String, I cannot today. I'm just not going to do that
today.
That
takes all or whatever.
Okay, here we go.
See, whatever card I pick, I'm gonna stick with. I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even gonna look at the question until it's time. Whatever that card is, better be a good card.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Go ahead.
What would we do if our family strongly opposed our relationship? What would we do? That's a tricky question. Number one, if we love each other, I'm not talking about me and you, but I'm thinking in relationships. So our relationship, if they strongly oppose our relationship, I would want to know the reason why. But even if they did and I loved him and I chose him and he chose me, then it's me and we, and that's it. And that's the bottom line, because it says leave and cleave. What would
you do as a family member? What if your sister got married to somebody or your brother got
Or
married to
opposite.
somebody who was just terrible for them, just terrible together,
See, it didn't
and
say
you
that.
told them,
Strongly opposed. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, that's what I mean.
okay, okay.
What would you do
Whew.
as the opposer? And they said, you know what, we're getting married on this day. Here's the invitation.
Mm. I would go to the wedding
Why is that?
because I love
Because you're
them.
supporting them now?
Cause no, because I love them, and that's it. And I may not agree with it,
I agree with that.
but I would let them know ahead of time. I don't agree with this, and just because I'm coming is my love of Jesus for you.
Love of Jesus. Why can't you just love them?
It's the love of Jesus.
Why you just
Because
can't
my
love?
flesh does not have Jesus.
So I'm gonna come anyway because you're gonna do it regardless. So I'm not gonna get rid of you as a family member. You know, once you made that decision, well, that's just me.
Unless you
Once you
married a
have made that
murderer.
decision, you know, you always gotta go to the next
Next
quantum
level.
level. So, but anyway, once you have made that decision, I'm going to support you. I'm going to show you I love you, and doesn't mean I have to agree with you.
Right.
Doesn't mean that I have to solicit my advice along the way either until you ask.
Then when you ask, beware of the truth. Okay.
Good.
Your question.
Man, what's with these relationship questions? All right, here we go. How will relationships between men and women change in the next 50 years?
Hmm.
How will relationships between men and women? I have
Go,
a politically incorrect statement to make,
go
but
ahead
I
and
will
say it.
not.
Go ahead and say it.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
So you tell me. Well, no, okay. I got to answer first. So how will they change? I think that, and you can already see it. I think that men are becoming way more sensitive about a whole lot of different things than they were 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're in tune.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will that lead to them being super sensitive and, you know, just really emotional about everything? And I don't know what all the rest of that entitles. I don't know. Will the women be tougher because they've had to endure? I don't know. You think it'd be a reversal of roles emotionally?
I don't know about 50 years from now, but I see it a lot now. I think that there's a sensitivity level that men are needing more emotional affection. Like people say, men are hard. Men don't cry. I'm seeing a lot more men crying. I'm seeing a lot more men wanting something from their wives or their daughters or their sisters than they've ever wanted. I think that that's different. Women, I think, are having to choose tough to be tough. Um, I don't see I don't see that changing. I don't see that changing.
So, do you think it was something that was always there and was just kind of
I think it's coming out more.
repressed and put down, and we were just taught that that's not how men act. You don't deal with your feelings. You
Right.
put them to the side. Do what you got to do. Man up.
Right.
Man up.
And exactly. And I feel
And
like
now it's the opposite teaching. We're teaching, you know, women. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, babe. And I'm gonna say this part. We teach our men, or we tell them to be emotional and get in touch with their feelings. But there are some women who don't want their men to be in touch with their feelings. They just want them to man up. They don't want to have feelings for it. They don't want to be when a man comes, you know, I really had a bad day, and or they get hurt, you know, something, whatever happens to them. And I can see it sometimes in a woman's eye. They're like, really, man, man up. I could see that in their eyes that that's what they're thinking or saying, as opposed to coddling their feelings. You know, because that's not what they're looking for in a man or a relationship. So they don't allow the men to be vulnerable like that. And it causes big problems in relationships.
I think that because people are tapping more into therapy and especially men and really owning some of those areas that have that were probably suppressed or probably not dealt with, that men are becoming more emotional. Um, I think, mm, this is another topic for another day because it just hit me and I won't even bring it up. But those areas where men wake up one day and say, "Oh, I don't like this," or "Oh, I want this," and that part, it's like people need to be in tune with each other. I just have to say that.
They say it like that.
Be in tune with yourself, but don't leave your spouse. This is a marriage thing. Don't leave your spouse out in the cold when you've been living a lie for many years, not opening up to your real true feelings, and then one day you decide, I want my true feelings to show. And then you leave everybody else hanging in the trenches. I'm gonna just say it like that. And that's some bogus stuff. And I'm just saying, to thy own self be true. It goes back to what we said in the beginning.
So
be honest about where you are.
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
So what if they just haven't and now they're there? What do you do with it then? Do you just ignore it, repress it, don't mention it? You can never.
You know what? We're in 2024.
So if I haven't shared something in 20 years or how I feel, I should just keep it to myself.
No, I think you should open up and share it. But I want to say, take ownership of it and don't throw the baby out with the bathwater because in 20 years you didn't talk to me, and now all of a sudden you're revealing something to me that I never knew. First of all, you should know, but that's every spouse. So I don't even know how we went here, but I guess I felt a little fire in my spirit
because of that question. That's how
that question. Yeah, it's like be intentional about understanding what it is you want. And we're in 2024, and mental health is a real thing, and your emotions are a real thing. And so we all need to be intentional about making sure that our mental health, our spiritual health, and our physical health are intact. You know why? Because it affects your loved ones, and not just a husband and wife. It affects everyone around you. And so I'm guilty as charged. When I burst into frustrations with Wes, it's because somewhere along the line I haven't dealt with some stuff that I really needed to deal with. And so what do I do now? I go to therapy. I believe in that. And I believe that every relationship is affected by your toxicity. And every relationship is affected by your healthy mindset. So do something about it. We're not in the world anymore where you could have to say, oh, that's bogus to go to therapy, or I don't need that. If you're saying that, you're the main one that needs to tap into it. That's the preacher, the teacher, the candlestick maker, whatever. I'm just saying.
It's interesting you said as a preacher because we literally just talked with somebody today. They're telling us a story about a pastor. On the outside, going to church, they were the happiest, go-lucky person, and on the inside and closed doors, they were miserable, and they ended up taking their own life.
Yeah, which May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so I think we will tap into that a little bit.
But let me ask you this: Why do you think that the pastor didn't reach out to somebody? Do you think because he was in a pastor position? Do you think because he was a man?
No.
Or do you think that nobody could help him? I mean,
no. I think that there's a level of darkness that I will never understand, where someone feels that word lonely and alone, and that there is no hope.
That has to be the
worst pain ever, and where they just say, I can't do it anymore. And I don't know that pain, and I pray to God I never do know that pain. But I am very sensitive and empathetic to people that walk that journey. You know why? Because, and I'm not discounting saying that you wake up one day and you say I'm hurting. I'm saying that if you're sick, go to the doctor. If your ear aches, don't let it ache for 10 years. Go to the doctor the first month and say, my ear's been hurting. If my heart aches, you speak that truth. That's what I'm saying. Like, preventative measures are major. You can't say I never had a mammogram in 10 years and then you wake up and they say, oh, I found something, but you never went and did the preventative measures. Now, sometimes it doesn't always work, but do everything in your natural God-given wisdom power to do all you can to be the healthiest you can be. And if you're sad and you're sad more than a day, and you're sad 10 days, and you feel like you can't get up out of the bed, and you feel like you don't want to take a shower, and you feel like you don't like your husband or your wife or your children, or somebody doesn't like you, get some help.
So, yes. And here's what I say for all the people who may know somebody who's struggling. don't be afraid to ask the question. How do
are
you feel?
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you wanted to hurt yourself?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you don't want to be here?
Yeah.
Ask those questions because you
Real
never
talk.
know. What if somebody had asked that pastor that at some point? Would he have gotten help? Maybe nobody felt like because he's a pastor, I can't. I mean, did he not have one close friend who could, or did he just think because he was a pastor that he was going to be okay? You know. And if you're that person,
Man.
just feeling like you need to hurt yourself, there's a
Yeah.
number you can call. What's the number?
988 988
988
988.
988. So if you're ever feeling suicidal or like you want to hurt yourself,
Yeah.
dial that number. There's somebody on the other end that can help you.
Yes.
Even if you think you're not going to change your mind, call the number anyway.
Yeah.
Talk it out.
We just went a whole different direction, but I think it's going to lead us into May, which is good, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental Health Awareness Month. And I really believe
So we'll talk about that.
we will talk about
We should
all
have
those
some. We should
things.
have some professionals on too.
That would be a good thing to do.
Do you
I
know
love
some?
it.
Do you know
Yes,
some?
I do know some.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you for today. Thank you for telling me what you like, what you don't like.
I didn't even get to all of it.
Okay, but that's okay. God took it
Guess
a different direction. No, you wanted to kiss me, didn't you? Okay, come on right now.
Oh, that's every day, baby.
Oh, okay. Bye, everybody.
See you later.